joining us. We'll start with Alex Simon and then Paul Richardson.
Hi, Sandy. How's it going today?
Good, Alex. How are you?
Hanging in there. Hating that it's the last day in the hundreds here. Not ready for.
I know. That's what I said. Enjoy. The weather's getting nicer and nicer here. Beautiful.
I think I'm gonna have to go in the pool for one last time today.
I bought a new house in March. Still haven't been in the pool.
But the players have, right?
Yeah. Some of them have.
Just obviously, I'm sure you can predict, but just to get an update, did Diana practice today, and kind of where is she at this point in time?
No, Diana did not practice today. Still trying to build it up and see what, how she recovers overnight. So, one more day. So let's see, if we can get her on the court or not.
Does it, I guess, concern you to this point that she hasn't been able to get on the court? I'm sure if anybody can get thrown on and go, it's her, but it's got to be concerning at least that she hasn't been able to be out there, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're always going to give it to the last minute to decide. And in the end, ultimately, she knows what she's capable of and how the ankle's doing. It's making progress. So, I mean, it's not ideal for her, so more than anything, but still a Diana than not Diana is always, you try and do whatever we can and give her as much time as possible.
To kind of come into this game off of what Bria was able to do in that last game and to get that extended run, that at least probably gives you a tiny bit of ease that if Diana's not there, I at least have found a third ball handler that I can maybe trust more, and kind of you've been able to give her that time on the court just to, sell it to your own eyes that way.
Yeah, that's accurate. I would say the same thing. So, that game was good in just to be able to see Bria get more and more comfortable with the extended minutes. And you saw what she could do. I thought she was really productive in the game against Vegas.
Last one for me on another guard then. When Shea, it seems like as the stage kind of gets bigger and a lot of attention is drawn, she just continues to play better and better basketball for you guys, not just last year, but even the Atlanta game today. What is it like to have somebody like her who even has that reputation from overseas play where when the stage is bigger, she does even better?
Yeah, look, I'm really happy for Shea. It's a player that obviously didn't make the league until she was about 30 or so. Just keeps working, and she's been really effective for us. I mean, she's experienced. I think that kind of helps, and she knows what she can and can't do. So, she plays really hard. She's been a great fit for our team.
Thanks, Sandy.
Next will be Paul and then Roz.
Well, Coach, if it's Alex's last day to swim, it's definitely my last day to tan. So I guess I better get after it too. Obviously, there's a difference in Sky this year to last year, coming off sitting out a year and then, playing this year all the way through. Can you just talk about the difference and going into playoffs with her this year versus going into playoffs last year?
Yeah. I don't think, we're just happy that we're in the playoffs. And are you talking about Skylar though?
Yeah. We're talking about Skylar.
Yeah, look, I thought Skylar, in the second part of the year last year when she got more comfortable, being in a new team, I thought she played extremely well. And, I think this year it's just gone to another level, to be quite honest. I think that's what it takes. You're coming into a team, it's Diana Taurasi, BG's team, and finding your niche there a little bit. And, I think she's playing, really, really aggressive and playing her best basketball. And, that's what we're going to need from her as we move forward. I mean, and it's not all about scoring. She's a two-way player. We know she's a great defensive player. She'll be guarding multiple people when we need it. But she can also score but also not just shooting, but also creating for others. So I think she continues to get better. And a lot of that comes down to being more comfortable in your situation, obviously knowing me a little bit more, knowing her teammates a little bit more, that you can just go out there and play.
And then lastly, I asked Bria the same question. Vibe of the team. How do you feel the vibe of the team going into this game tomorrow?
How do I feel like what?
The vibe of the team. How are they right now?
Yeah, no, good. We're excited for the playoffs, but we know that we, it's a very focused, attention to detail at the moment because, it's a knockout game. You got to make sure that you're ready to come, but at the same time, still staying relaxed and remembering, what you need to do to get out there and win. Because New York can, and like any team in the playoffs, can be really dangerous if you let them be that. And there's going to be momentum changes. It's making sure that we just continue to stay together. But the vibe around the team, it's been great. For the most part of the year. But we still know we've got a job to do.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome.
We'll go to Roz and then to Michelle Vopel.
Coach, hi coach, how are you? Just going back to Diana, like during the game day evaluation, what are the signs that you and your team would be looking for? Is it an explosiveness thing? Is it like to know if she's ready?
Yeah, look, to be quite honest, I'll leave that up to the medical staff and Diana to determine that. She knows her body better than anything, and she doesn't want to go out there if she doesn't think she can contribute to the team. So, you know, we've got another 24 hours and she'll test it out, and I suppose we'll have a decision, you know, tomorrow morning.
How different is this team, especially in a single elimination game without Diana?
Well, I don't know. We've never been in a single elimination game without Diana. So, you know, we'll wait and see if that will be the case. But, you know, we played a lot of games without Dee this year, unfortunately, due to injury. And, you know, if we have to go without her again, we know that it's the next man up, and we've got to everyone's got to do, it's not one person, it's every player on the team just got to do a little bit more. Because Dee is, like I said, she's a great leader, but even if, you know, she's a great scorer, she can stretch it out, but her passing ability, you know, that's, you know, what makes her really effective, especially in those big games that she's been in so many of.
And lastly, for me, I asked this to Brittany earlier, just comparing her journey from the 2014 championship. I asked her how she felt she evolved from that championship to now. And she talked about being more calm and more collected, and man, just learning. She was learning so much during that time. How would you say her evolution is now, not only as a player, also as a person coming from that championship to this playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, that was her second year in the league, my first year with the team here. And she was, you know, when she first got here, she's very raw. You know, I know I had my husband working on her footwork nonstop for years after years. And she put the hard work in. She was very coachable. She was young, obviously, probably a little emotional at certain times on the court, but it's been like, that's what you do. You're young, you're trying to work it out. And, you know, she's 6'8", and she's gotten a lot of attention over the years, but I just think her confidence in her own ability has grown, and that's come from the hard work she's put in. You know, she understands, her IQ's improved. She understands the game a little bit better and knows how to combat everything. And in the end, I just think, you know, she's happy. You know, I think, you know, she's happy off the court, and I think calm and collective, that's probably an accurate description of where she is now. She's pretty calm and collective, doesn't let too many things bother her. She's been a really good leader for this team, and that's what we're going to need going forward. It's not just for scoring and defense. You know, she's been a really good leader, and it's great to see players, you know, those younger players as they get older, taking over that leadership, you know, position, because they listen, put it that way.
We'll end with Michelle Vopel.
Thank you. Coach, you know, you've talked so much about Dee over the years. We're doing, you know, us and everybody else is doing these top 25 players. And, you know, she finished at the top of ours. And one thing we heard over and over again, and I've heard this now for seems like 20 years about her, is that she is such a great teammate along with being a great player. And I think if you look at sports, all different sports, you're not necessarily going to find those same qualities in a player. Just from your perspective, and I don't even just mean leadership, I mean being a teammate, being the one who knows when to pat somebody on the back or whatever. Is she one of the greatest you've seen at that, when you consider she's also this league's all-time leading scorer?
Yeah, I mean, and I always say that, like, Dee, she has this fierce determination to be great, but to win. And sometimes it's not just about Diana, but she feels, you know, she understands a group. She knows what's needed. Sometimes, like I said, you have to show them a little bit of love. Sometimes you have to get on them a little bit. And that's unique, particularly from your star player, because she realizes to win, you need all parts working together. And that's, like I said, that's when you get the best out of the team. And I think that's where Diana she knows when she needs to take over. She knows when she needs to get other involved, but she knows when she just needs to whisper in their ear just to get them going. You know, good or bad, you know, holding them more accountable or not. So I think she's really unique in that. And that's probably what, I'm not speaking, there's a lot of great players out there. I don't know all of them, haven't coached all of them, but when you see it up close and personal, you realize just the effect that she does have on her teammates, and they all look up to her. I mean, obviously they love her. The opponents don't love her so much, but if you're on, it doesn't regardless. We've got players coming in and, you know, oh, they're scared of her, but, you know, oh, she's the best teammate ever. When they say, I says it shows a lot about her. She's determined. She wants to beat everybody. She wants to, at any kind of game, but she's going to try and uplift all her teammates and making sure that they, you know, we all stay together.
We don't know how long she's going to play. At some point, she'll step away. I don't know if she'll ever want to coach, but what kind of a coach would she be?
That's a great question. I don't know if she wants to coach. I've said that a few times. I think she'd probably want to own the team or coach the team, but I think she would be a great coach. I mean, she's just her IQ, she understands concepts. I mean, I think she could be effective at that. But I suppose when you're, you know, one of the greatest player of all time and trying to have a little bit more patience as a coach, I don't know. But I do think she could be great at that. But you don't know what Diana's going to do when she's done, and hopefully. I don't think she's done yet, that's for sure. But I think she knows the game so well. I think whatever she puts her mind to, she's going to have a successful career post-retirement.
Thank you. Good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Andy, can we get one more in from Alex real quick?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Thanks.
What you got, Alex?
Yeah, there's just one follow-up. You know, I've kind of listened to Diana talk even in, you know, interviews with 98.7 and some of the people here, and it sounds like she even will say that she's enjoying kind of the process of basketball even more now than maybe she has earlier in her career. Is that kind of something that even in these injuries and kind of this, you know, a couple of fluky injuries this year with the chest and the ankle that way, is that something you still see too, that she's kind of enjoying the process of the work more maybe than she has before?
Yeah, look, it's probably accurate. I think, you know, when you're younger, like I said, like BG, you still, you know, you just want everything so much there and you're so, you know, determined on that. But I think that just comes with experience and a little bit of maturity. And look, Diana is, you know, she's getting older. She realizes, you know, she's got only a few more years to go. And that's why I always say, I know I said it to her last year, it's like, you just got to enjoy each and every day because you don't know, you know, you're a long time retired. And it's good that she, you know, she loves the game of basketball and she puts so much work in to be the best in the world. And yeah, I would probably say she's probably a little more calmer, you know, as well in terms of, you know, just enjoying, you know, I'm sure the injuries is a big toll, but she tries to, you know, okay, what can I do? It's just hard work and enjoy what I need to do to get back on the court or when she's playing, and she evaluates herself well. And, you know, I think that's part of maturity, isn't it?
I hope so, at least for myself too. So thanks, Sandy.
All right. Thank you, Sandy.
Thanks, guys.